My vindictive soon-to-be ex-wife messaged me coldly, taking everything in court tomorrow. You'll die broke and alone. I wrote back, good luck with that. Then I reported her hidden income to the IRS. 72 hours later, federal agents were raiding her door. I, 42 male, am currently going through a divorce with my soon-to-be ex-wife Gabriella, 39, after 14 years of marriage. What started as an amicable split turned into World War III when she found out I was dating again. Quick background. We filed for divorce 8 months ago. No kids, thank God. The divorce was mutual, or so I thought. I moved out, got my own place, started therapy, hit the gym, the whole 9 yards. Meanwhile, she kept the house, which was mine before marriage, Tubby, and her online consulting business. We were just waiting for the final decree. About that business. Gabriella's been running this lifestyle coaching thing for the past 5 years. On paper, she makes maybe $30 a year. In reality, well, let's just say her Hermes collection didn't come from coaching housewives about meal prep. 2 weeks ago, I posted a pic on Instagram with my new girlfriend. Nothing serious, just dinner. Within minutes, Gabriella lost her shit. The text started flooding in. You piece of shit. How dare you replace me? I'm taking everything. Your pathetic ass will be living in a cardboard box when I'm done. The grand finale came yesterday morning. A cold, calculated message. Taking everything in court tomorrow. You'll die broke and alone. I stared at that text for a good minute, then typed back, good luck with that. See, what Gabriella doesn't know is that I've been documenting everything. Everything, including the 300 cal plus she made last year that somehow never made it onto her tax returns, the luxury retreats she hosts, the 5K VIP coaching packages, all cash, all unreported. I may be a lot of things, but I'm not stupid. When we filed for divorce, I made copies of everything. Bank statements showing massive cash deposits, photos of her client gifts, designer bags, jewelry, first-class flights, screenshots of her bragging in her private Facebook group about her tax-free income strategy. So after her little threat, I did what any reasonable person would do. I went to irs.gov, filled out Form 3949-A, and attached 47 pages of evidence. Hit submit at 11:47 a.m. Then I blocked her number and went to lunch with my girlfriend. I honestly didn't expect anything to happen that fast. Maybe a letter in a few months. An audit next year if I was lucky. But the IRS must have been having a slow week because... Update coming in the comments. This gets wild. Update 1. The comments are blowing up. Let me answer some questions first. Yes, this is real. No, I'm not making this up for karma. Yes, I have a lawyer. Had one since we filed. No, I don't feel bad. Not even a little. Okay, so here's what happened next. This morning, Friday, I'm having coffee when my phone starts going crazy. Like, actually vibrating off the table. It's her sister Marilyn calling. I don't answer. Then her mom, then her best friend Natalie, then numbers I don't recognize. Finally, I answer Marilyn's 5th call because I actually like her and she's always been cool to me. What did you do? She screams. Good morning to you too? Don't play dumb. There are federal agents at Gabriella's house. They're counting boxes of stuff. What the hell did you do? I nearly spit out my coffee. Federal agents? Like, actual federal agents? Yes, with the jackets and everything. They showed up at 6 a.m. with a warrant. I'll admit, my first thought was, damn, the IRS doesn't mess around. My second thought was, I should probably call my lawyer. But Marilyn wasn't done. She's been calling everyone, screaming about how you destroyed her life. She says you reported her to the IRS? Is that true? Marilyn, your sister threatened to take everything I have. She literally said I'd die broke and alone. What did she expect? But the IRS? Really? You couldn't just handle this in divorce court like normal people? Normal people report their income, Marilyn. She hung up on me. My lawyer called 20 minutes later. Apparently, Gabriella's lawyer had already reached out, exploring settlement options. Translation: she's in deep trouble and she knows it. Here's the thing about tax fraud, folks. It's not just about paying what you owe. There are penalties, interest, potential criminal charges if it's bad enough. And from what I documented, it's bad enough. But wait, there's more. Update 2. The entitlement train has officially left the station, and Gabriella is the conductor. Since this morning, I've received 67 text messages from her various flying monkeys, 12 voicemails, all from her mom, 3 emails from mutual friends, 1 Instagram DM from her cousin in Australia. The general consensus? I'm a monster who's ruining her life over petty revenge. My personal favorite was from her friend Natalie. She's a woman trying to make it in this world, and you're tearing her down like typical toxic masculinity. Ma'am, tax evasion isn't a feminist issue, but the real entertainment came at 4 p.m. when Gabriella herself showed up at my apartment. Yeah, she drove 40 minutes to bang on my door like a crazy person. Open up, you bastard, I know you're in there. My girlfriend was over. We were watching Netflix. She looked at me like, is this woman for real? I opened the door but kept the chain on. Gabriella looked rough. Mascara streaked, hair a mess, designer sweatsuit that probably cost more than most people's rent. You destroyed my life, she screamed. You committed tax fraud, Gabriella. It's not fraud, it's smart business. Everyone does it. Everyone gets audited too. They took my computers, my files, everything. They froze my accounts. Sounds like a you problem. Then she noticed my girlfriend behind me. Oh boy, the look on her face went from rage to pure, unfiltered hatred. You did this for her? You ruined my life for some 20-something whore? For the record, my GF is 34 and an aerospace engineer, but go off. I did this because you threatened me. You literally said you'd take everything. I was angry. You replaced me. We filed for divorce 8 months ago. That doesn't mean you get to move on. The entitlement, you guys. The entitlement. She tried pushing past me. I closed the door. She started kicking it, screaming about how she's going to end me, how her lawyers will bury me, how I'm going to pay for this. My girlfriend, bless her, was already recording everything on her phone. Gabriella eventually tired herself out and left, but not before keying my car on the way out. Because of course she did. Yes, we have it on the building's security cameras. Yes, I'm pressing charges. My lawyer texted me an hour ago. Apparently, the IRS found significant discrepancies in her reported income. We're talking about $0.4 million in unreported income over 5 years. $1.4 million. And she was going to take me to the cleaners? More updates coming. Her mom just showed up at my building. Update 3. I'm writing this from a hotel room because shit has officially hit the fan. So remember how I mentioned Gabriella's mom showed up at my building? Yeah, it was just the beginning of what I'm now calling the night of 1,000 flying monkeys. First, some context about her mom, Alexis. This woman makes Lucille Bluth look like Mother Teresa. She's the kind of person who returns food at restaurants just to feel powerful. She once made a barista cry because her latte art wasn't Instagram-worthy. You get the picture. Alexis showed up at 7 p.m. with Gabriella's brother Randy, a 35-year-old entrepreneur who lives in her pool house. They somehow got past the security door and were pounding on my apartment door. Open up. We need to talk like adults. My girlfriend looked at me. Should we call the police? Not yet. Let's see how this plays out. I opened the door, chain on again. Alexis was in full suburban mom battle gear, Lululemon everything, fresh blowout, enough Botox to paralyze a horse. How dare you, she started. How dare you attack our family like this? I didn't attack anyone, I reported tax fraud. Randy tried to look intimidating. Hard to do when you're wearing a Supreme hoodie and smell like Axe body spray. Bro, you need to fix this. Call the IRS and tell them you made a mistake. I actually laughed. That's not how the IRS works, bro. Then we'll sue you for defamation. Truth is a defense against defamation, Randy. Alexis's face went from Botox frozen to somehow even more frozen. You're going to regret this. We have connections. My husband knows people at the country club who what? Who'll make the IRS go away? Good luck with that. Then Alexis said something that made my blood run cold. You know, it would be such a shame if something happened to your little girlfriend. Such a pretty thing. It would be horrible if her employer found out she's dating someone involved in such a messy situation. My girlfriend stepped into view. Are you threatening me? Alexis backpedaled faster than a politician caught in a lie. I'm not threatening anyone. I'm just saying, actions have consequences. Yes, I said, like tax evasion. Those actions definitely have consequences. They left after more screaming, but not before Randy tried to shoulder check me on the way out. Missed completely and hit the door frame. Real intimidating, bro. But here's where it gets really crazy. At 2 a.m., I woke up to the smell of smoke. Someone had set my car on fire in the parking garage. Not just heat anymore, full on ablaze. Fire department came, police came, building had to be evacuated. My beautiful 2021 BMW? Toast. Literally. Security footage shows a figure in a hoodie, but conveniently the camera angle doesn't catch their face. Cops said without clear evidence there's not much they can do. But I know, you know, we all know. My lawyer called this morning. Gabriella's legal team is now aggressively pursuing mediation. They want to meet Monday. Translation: the IRS found more than just tax evasion, and they're panicking. Oh, and get this. Gabriella posted on Facebook this morning. Yeah, she unblocked me just to make sure I'd see it. Some people can't handle seeing a strong, successful woman thrive. They'll do anything to tear you down, even weaponize the government against you. But I'll rise above this like I always do. Boss lady, have survivor, karma is coming. The comments are a mix of her friends rallying support and people asking what happened. She's playing the victim hard. Meanwhile, I'm sitting in a hotel room with my girlfriend, dealing with insurance companies and trying to figure out if it's safe to go back to my apartment. But here's the kicker. My lawyer just sent me something interesting. Turns out the IRS investigation uncovered something else. Something about her business partner, Russell. Something about money laundering. This rabbit hole goes deeper than I thought. Final update coming soon. You're not ready for how this ends. Final update. Well, folks, we've reached the end of this wild ride, and hoo boy did it end with a bang. First, let me address the car fire situation. Cops couldn't prove anything, but mysteriously, Randy posted Instagram stories from a bar that night, making sure to film himself there until 3 a.m. Almost like he was establishing an alibi. Almost like someone told him to. Anyway, Monday's mediation meeting. I show up with my lawyer. Gabriella shows up with 3 lawyers. 3. Girl went from taking everything to bringing a whole legal army. She looked different. Gone was the designer sweatsuit. She was in a conservative black suit, minimal makeup, hair in a bun. Her lawyer must have coached her on the reformed woman look. Her lead lawyer, some slick dude named Vincent, started immediately. My client is willing to accept a 50-50 split of marital assets and waive alimony claims in exchange for your cooperation with the IRS investigation. My lawyer actually snorted. Your client is facing federal charges. She's in no position to negotiate. Actually, Vincent said, sliding a folder across the table, we think she is. I opened it. Screenshots of text messages between me and my girlfriend. Completely out of context, making it look like I'd been cheating before our divorce filing. Your client will testify that the marriage ended due to infidelity, Vincent continued. In court, these things matter. Here's the thing about those texts. They were from after we filed. But dates can be fuzzy in court. Stories can be spun. Gabriella smirked, first emotion she'd shown. How's that cardboard box looking now? But my lawyer? God bless this woman. She pulled out her own folder. Speaking of text messages, we have these. Screenshots of Gabriella's messages to her business partner Russell. The ones where they discussed moving money offshore. The ones where she bragged about hiding income. The ones where Russell mentioned his connections who could clean large sums. Oh, and one particularly damning text where Gabriella said, and I quote, "If I can hide this much from the IRS, hiding assets from my idiot husband will be cake." Gabriella's face went white. Vincent started flipping through pages frantically. Where did you get these? Discovery is a beautiful thing, my lawyer said, especially when your client backs up her messages to iCloud. But we weren't done. Remember Russell, the business partner? Yeah, he flipped. Turns out when the feds came knocking, he sang like a canary, full cooperation, threw Gabriella under the bus, then backed over her for good measure. According to him, the lifestyle coaching was a front. They were running an MLM scheme that bordered on illegal, funneling money through fake consultations, and yes, laundering money for some very questionable clients. Vincent tried to regroup. These are just allegations. Our client maintains. Your client, my lawyer interrupted, is looking at 5 to 10 years in federal prison, minimum. The room went silent. Gabriella's carefully constructed composure cracked. This is your fault. She screamed at me. None of this would have happened if you hadn't. If I hadn't what? Reported your crimes? You threatened to destroy me, Gabriella. You literally set my car on fire. I didn't. Save it for the jury. Her other 2 lawyers were whispering urgently. Vincent looked like he'd aged 10 years in 10 minutes. Finally, Gabriella spoke, quietly, defeated. What do you want? I want what's fair. And I want you to leave me and my girlfriend alone. Fine. And I want the house, the one I bought before we were married, the one you've been living in. Her jaw clenched. Fine. And I want a restraining order. You, your family, your flying monkeys, everyone stays away from us. I can't control my family. Then I can't control what other evidence might find its way to the prosecution. She signed everything. Right there. Gave up any claim to my assets, agreed to the restraining order, everything. But the best part? The best part. As we were leaving, 2 men in suits were waiting in the lobby, FBI agents, there to arrest Gabriella on money laundering charges. The look on her face when they read her rights, chef's kiss. Her mom was in the parking lot, saw the whole thing, started screaming about lawsuits and connections. One of the agents just looked at her and said, "Ma'am, your daughter is being charged with federal crimes. I suggest you find her a criminal defense attorney." That was Monday. It's now Thursday. Here's what's happened since. Gabriella is out on bail but has to wear an ankle monitor. Her assets are frozen pending investigation. Her business is shut down. Russell took a plea deal and is testifying against her. Randy tried to start a GoFundMe for her legal defense. It got taken down. Alexis has been calling everyone she knows, trying to find someone who can fix this. Natalie started a #FreeGabriella hashtag that's been roundly mocked on Twitter. As for me, I'm sitting in my apartment. Yeah, we moved back in, having a beer with my girlfriend. My lawyer says the divorce will be finalized within the month. The insurance company is processing my car claim. Life is good. Gabriella wanted to take everything from me. She wanted me to die broke and alone. Instead, she's facing federal prison, actual bankruptcy, and true isolation. Her friends are distancing themselves. Her family can't help her. Even her lawyer is probably questioning his life choices. I'm not saying I feel good about it. I'm not some vindictive monster who takes pleasure in her downfall. But I also don't feel bad. She made her choices. She committed crimes. She threatened me. She escalated at every turn. All I did was tell the truth. To everyone saying I went too far, she committed massive tax fraud and money laundering. Was I supposed to just ignore that? Let her take me to the cleaners while sitting on $1.4 million in hidden income? To everyone asking if this is real, I sincerely wish it wasn't. I wish my soon-to-be ex-wife was just a normal person who wanted a normal divorce. Instead, I got a front-row seat to a federal crime syndicate. Anyway, that's it. That's the story. My vindictive soon-to-be ex-wife thought she could destroy me, but ended up destroying herself. Oh, and for anyone wondering, no, I don't regret it. Not for a second. Good luck with that, Gabriella. Edit. To answer the common questions, yes, I have security cameras now. No, I don't know if she'll actually go to prison. Yes, my girlfriend is still with me. She's actually finding this whole thing fascinating. No, I won't be posting further updates. I've been advised by my lawyer to stop talking about this online. Thanks for all the support, Reddit. Remember, pay your taxes, folks. The IRS doesn't play.